Rockstar Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone join the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all, man. I think I'm gonna make this a series. I took a break last night. It was like, listen, free agency's over with. How much more can I talk about free agency? Right? We've talked about the cap space. We've talked about every person we've signed. And even some that we have, and we haven't even talked about some that we haven't signed, right? Like the David Moore signing. I didn't talk about it, but I did talk about it in a short. Reliable guy, not someone who's going to take you over the top. Okay, so there's your David Moore take. Okay, simple, easy. All right, let's move on. Now our focus is obviously, I don't know how much more Carolina is really going to do in free agency. So for me, I've decided I'm going to make this a series. I'm going to make this a series that we're going to break down prospects. Okay. We're going to break down prospects probably from here to the NFL draft. We might do one every single day. We might do one 3 times a week. We'll definitely still do a mock draft as well. So, here's the thing. I kind of figured they would bring back David Moore. I kind of predicted that, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Earl says he was right on the David comeback. I told y'all. That's a Dave Canales move. Let's be honest. But so I've decided. I took the night off last night because I was like, you know what? I need a brainstorm. I want to bring something. I don't know. Different, I guess. I mean, I don't know how many people are just coming in here and talking about one certain prospect, right? Out there as a content creators wise, or even for the Panthers wise, right? So it's like, you know what? Let's make this a series. So we're going to make a series out of this each and every week. We're going to talk about a couple prospects, and each live stream is going to be dedicated to that prospect. We're going to do measurables. We are going to do film. I'm going to try to find some film on each and every of these guys. We're going to go through that. And then I'm going to give you my thoughts, what I'm seeing. Could this be a guy that Carolina gets, right? Where can they get him? Where are we looking at here, right? So we're going to do Michael Williams. Why? Because really he's been one of the most latest buzz on the Carolina Panthers. Okay. He's one of the latest guys that they have, that apparently they have a lot of interest in. I don't know if they did a 30-day visit there, or if they're gonna if they did a 30-day visit with Michael Williams. But there is a lot of reports out there that we are very interested in him. Okay. All right. We are very interested in him. So let's get into the chat real quick before we get into today's start. I got to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Sean in the chat. We got Marquise in the chat. We got myself telling you to become a member today. So join the channel, become a member. It's less than a cup of coffee per month. So check it out. Especially at like Starbucks. It's definitely less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks per month. But it helps the channel out tremendously. What's going on, Clay? Appreciate you. Earl is always in here, man, showing love and support. We got Carter. All right, so of course, if you look at the top, I do have a Q&A question for you guys. Give me your top 5 draft prospects for the Carolina Panthers. Your top 5. No particular order. You don't even have to put them in a particular order if you want to. Just name your 5 guys. All right? Name your 5 guys, okay? Hit that like button on the way in. Yes, sir. Earl knows what's up. Sean goes T-Mac, Carter, Johnson, Warren, and Graham. And then Trap had Carter, Warren, Graham, T-Mac, Walker. All right, so different approach from both of these guys. What's up, Marcos? Coming in as always. He knows what to do, man. He knows what to do. Marcos comes in, subscribe for the latest news, updates, and he knows it. It's like he's got that on like copy and paste. I tell you, he comes in here every single time with that one, and I love it. Not hating on it. I know he copies and pastes this. Has to. Probably has like on a Google Doc. All right. Am I- I'm messing with Marcos though. So if we are set on edge, no pun intended, 100%, we should trade back. Are we 100? Are we set on edge? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's see what we got in here. Chandon Johnson, what's good, man? Appreciate you joining. James Pierce Jr. Okay, got JB. Okay, big dude. We all know Big Dude's a big JPJ fan, so I kind of figured that was coming. JBJ, Will Johnson, Jalen Walker, Mike Green, and he's talking about Jahad Barron as the corner from Texas. I got it on my clipboard. That's fucking hilarious. That is fucking hilarious. That's awesome. That is awesome. Marcos, I love you. Antonio, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining. All right, let's get right into this. Let's talk about Michael Williams. Tonight is about Michael Williams. We're gonna make a series, like I said, about certain guys. And y'all guys keep chatting it up in the chat. I'll get to you. Marquise has got Walker, T Mac, Michael, Will Johnson, and he's got Matthew Golden. Got you, Marquise. I got you. All right, so we're gonna break down Michael Williams. Pause on that. I need to use my words correctly there. I'll tell you this. If we're doing let's first things first. I'm gonna say this about Michael Williams. Player comparisons reminds me a lot of like a Jermaine Johnson, or if anybody knows a Cameron Thomas, remembers Cameron Thomas out of San Diego State, Jermaine Johnson, of course, out of Florida State. He actually kind of reminds me of Patrick Jones II, the guy that we just brought in from the Minnesota Vikings. There's a lot of player comparisons to him as well too. Another guy that makes me think of him as well is Ezekiel Ansah. If you all don't know who Ezekiel Ansah, go look him up. But those are like my player comparisons. All right. Now here's the thing. With Michael Williams, we did not go to, apparently we didn't send our top brass to the University of Georgia. But that doesn't mean that I don't think that they're not close monitoring the Bulldogs talent pool. It's hard to not look at the Bulldogs talent pool. If we go and pull up all the players in the NFL from the University of Georgia, they might have the most right beside Alabama. And Philadelphia seems to have a good amount of them. I'll say that. Right. There has been reports out there by Tony Pauline, if you ever heard of him. If you ever heard of Sports Kita, okay. The Panthers have a keen interest in Michael Williams, right? 2 team scouts were actually at, which I didn't realize, were at his pro day. Okay. We didn't, like I said, we didn't send over our top brass, but we did have 2 scouts in attendance at his pro day. Okay. And Dan Morgan and director of player personnel Cole Spencer were absent. They were not there. All right. But the team's attention, I still think, remains firm on Williams. Okay. Now, when we go look at Williams' pro day performance, let me see if I can even pull up a little bit of it here. Because I did find something on his pro day performance. Okay, here we go. So here's his 40. Well, first off, let me pull this up. I mean, Trey, if they want Michael, they could trade back and get him. Here's the thing: people don't realize Michael Williams, from a PFF standpoint, they've got him ranked, I think, as their 6th best edge rusher. I think they've got him as a 6th best. Yeah. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. They got him as 5th best. If you go look at NFL Draft Buzz, they've got him ranked as like the 4th best. All right. So it depends on who you use. So he, as of right now, he's still stouted as a mid-tier pick. Like he's a mid first round pick. So you went, so I'm not necessarily saying taking Michael Williams at 8. I think if Carolina decided to trade back, because maybe neither of the guys are there that they want, like T Mac um or like Mason Graham or Abdul Carter. Okay. So they might go and back and get they might go back and say, okay, well, he's not here. We do have a keen interest in Michael Williams. Let's trade back, maybe with like someone who's in a mid round, like Seattle. I think Seattle's like at 15. Makes a move like that. They trade there, they get Michael Williams. Okay, that way, right? It all depends, man. Like again, we cannot predict. I cannot predict what I think Carolina is going to do. I can just give you my best analysis and insight on it, right? But I can break down some players. All right. Here's the thing. Michael Williams, I see Josh P saying Michael Williams may have the okay. Trap says Seattle's at 18. Okay, still 18, whatever, right? But Michael Williams might have the worst stats of it. I mean, again, guys, I'm tired. We've seen players with really bad stats come out and get drafted and end up being top 10 talent. Okay. Film is different. Go watch the game film. Go watch the game film, which we're going to do here in a second. We're going to watch some game film here in a second. I'm not necessarily here to persuade you to say that Carolina needs to draft Michael Williams. I'm more or less saying let's take a look at him and let's see if he's if he's really a good prospect for us. Okay? All right. I'm not necessarily saying we need to go after this guy. So let me make that clear. Most of these prospects that I'm going to be doing anyways, it's not necessarily saying that I want that we need to go get these guys. I'm just saying let's take a look. All right, let's take a look. All right, so first things first, let's go back over here. I'm going to share this tab instead. This is his 40 time. Now, as you can see from this report, it says that he is projected to be a top 15 pick in the top 10, top 15 pick in the draft. Was timed in the low 4.7s at his pro day, the fastest as a 4.68. I want to see if they have his measurables. Let's see if this is up here. Let's see. How much? They got a little bit of film on him. Try to see if they have his measurables. These are all. I don't see any measurables. I don't see it. I guess RAS did not do. Normally, RAS, if you know who they are, normally does these measurables right here, but they don't have them. All right. They don't have his measurables. Damn. I wanted to have his measurables up, but that's cool. That is fine. All right. Let's get into it a little bit more. Let me find a good clip. Let me find a good clip real quick. Or not really a clip. I really want to find a okay. I really wanted to find his measurables. Okay. 6'5". I got some of his measurables here though. 6'5", 265. Out of Columbus, Georgia. He's gonna be 21. Let's see here. Let me pull up his film real quick. I knew I found some film on here the other day, or someone had a bunch of film on it. Let's watch. This is from this is all in the SEC championship. I do have some more film down here. Um, I'll tell you this. Bring that back here. Let's slow that down a little bit. Nice shift over the head. What do they call that? Trying to remember that move. Oh yeah. I'll say this. What I've have seen of him and what I have watched him, I think he is a dominant run defender. I think he's got a relentless motor. I mean, even just watching some of this, he keeps going, right? So I think his traits are definitely are elite physical traits, right? I mean, his strength really is at the point of the attack, right? What happens is that allows him to control the blockers. And we see that sometimes, right? If you watch some of his film. So his ability really to convert speed to power, I think is very impressive, especially at his size being 6'5", 265. Now, and I think another thing is if you watch his first step, that's one thing you need to pay attention to is his first step. It's most of the time above average for an NFL caliber edge rusher, really. All right. Um, because his club, I think it's the club move that I'm thinking about when he goes over the top like that. Um, that's that right there. You see how that is? I'm pretty sure that's a club move, if I'm not mistaken. I couldn't think of it. I think that's the club move. Hold on. I gotta double check myself. I gotta remember the defensive lingo. Club football. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's more like the club move is when they push their hand in and then come over the top. So just different. Okay. But I mean, that's one of his best moves here, right? I mean, he's also got a. I've seen a couple of other ones where he's got a great effective arm over swim. Another kind, it's kind of like the club move, but a little bit different. But his long arm technique, that is where I've been kind of watching him. Is where his long arm technique has a lot of significant potential. It's not the strongest right now, but it has one of. It's definitely has some potential. Now, his pass rush win rate, let's go back to his over here to PFF real quick. His pass rush win rate is right there, 11.1%. Okay. I'll say it when you watch him and you break him down as we are right now, I'll say it has been inconsistent when you watch his film. And I think largely it's due to the lack of refined and placement, right? And counter moves, right? Normally with him, his if his initial move is stalled, he sometimes struggles. I think it's to and I think it's because he struggles to disengage quickly, if that makes sense. So I think for him, one of the biggest things I've noticed is that he needs to improve his hand technique and add more counters, right? I think that's going to be crucial for him to maximize his potential as a pass rusher, right? As a pass rusher. Let's see what we got in the comments real quick. Yeah, he's the edge that I'm worried the Panthers will draft, and another traits guy with no production, in my opinion. Key measurables 40-yard dash, his fastest unofficial was 4.73, 210 split, recorded impressive 1.5 seconds, which would have ranked fourth. Okay. See, I needed that trap. I cannot find his measurables. Normally that RAS. If y'all ever look up, if you ever want to look up measurables on a draft prospect, just type in the person's name on Twitter and then type in RAS and you'll get a bunch of guys. All right. He applies pressure for sure. Nothing fancy. Needs to work on moves. Yep. Exactly. He's okay. Really think way more. Really think way more edge talent than him. I don't want him. Fair. What's good, Clay? What's up, Nick Tri-State? Appreciate you. Which isn't good to be honest, Josh. I understand. Again, like I said, guys, this is not a guy that I'm necessarily saying we got to pick at 8. Okay. This is a new series that I'm going to be doing. We're going to be breaking down guys like this. Again, I think he's still a top 10, top 15 pick. If we decided to trade back and neither one of our guys were there, like T-Mac or again, I'm not a big T-Mac fan. Honestly, I don't want T-Mac. I'd rather get Luther Burden and Mecca Buka or Matthew Golden, something like that wide receiver. We're talking about wide receiver. I actually would rather get Tyler Warren over T-Mac. That's just my opinion. At 8, if Abdul Carter and, of course, Mason Graham's not there, okay, maybe they decide to trade back. Maybe they're not a fan of JPJ. There hasn't been a lot of news around JPJ. I've seen a lot more news around Michael Williams. They like his traits, right? Poppin'. I mean, I think most of these guys would be better in a 4-3 than Evero's complex 3-4 scheme. But that's neither here nor there, and we're fucking stuck. So, but I don't disagree at all. Another thing is, we'll get back to some film here. Zach, I appreciate that. Do you have the measurables anywhere? You got the measure. Do you send them in the Discord if you have the measurables? Because I definitely want to check those out. Nope, but can't find them either. All right, that's fine. But it's true, Poppin'. I mean, I know that's why you're laughing too, man. It's like it's so true. All right, let's go back to some of this film here. Let's watch some more of this film here. We got more film. I got some other clips we can watch. All right, there he is on the I guess that would be the right-hand side, right? I don't know. That's a hold if I've ever seen one. But okay. Oh, he's getting dude, but the thing is that what I like about him, he doesn't give up on the play though, guys. Even though that was a screen pass, he went right over to the receiver, even after he hit the tackle. And then he's just still getting relentless. He's still putting his hands up, getting pressure. Like, again, this is a thing that I like about him is his high motor. He continues to play. He doesn't stop. He goes after the ball too. He doesn't go after the running back or the quarterback without the ball. He goes after the guy with the ball. That's the thing that I like about him. He continuously gets pressure. You got to think about it this way. You like Mike Green, you might like Mike Green, but look at the competition Mike Green had compared to what Michael Williams was going up against. We need to put that in perspective, man. Like, we want these guys like Mike Green, David Walker, but look at the competition they were going up against, man. Y'all talking about going after these guys like they played better competition than Michael Williams. Another thing is, man, y'all are sleeping on these Georgia guys. Like, I'm serious. Like, what more do you need to see from these Georgia guys? That's another thing I don't understand. It's like, look at what the Eagles got. They literally have drafted like basically all Georgia guys. And look how that's working out for him from that defense. Just say, man, think about it. Hey, Eric Ridge, it's just an opinion, man. Just an opinion. I'm not necessarily sleeping on T Mac, Eric Ridge. I've watched his game film. We can break him down again if you want. I mean, again, I've said it before. I think he's got I think he's got a size that definitely fits this offense. Okay. I do. I think he's got the size that definitely fits this offense. Um, but his route running is definitely a legitimate concern for me. Because and I think he's a project when it comes to his route running. And he gets pressed at the line way too easily. I mean, if we're just talking, we can talk stats, but the film doesn't lie, Eric. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's see if I can find another clip for. I have another clip here. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Thank you, Ricky Rains, from the Bobada Show. Appreciate that. Of course, he's going up against my South Carolina Gamecock. So, I mean, absolutely cooked. His stats. We can look at it. Stats looks like 12 games played. 402 defensive snaps, pass rushing snaps, run defensive snaps is around 148, pass rushing snaps about 249. 5 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, 15 hurry ups. I mean, he's getting the hurry ups. Run stop rate percentage is good. I think that's another reason why they're looking at him is because his run defensive, he's very good in the run. But 5 sacks, 6 quarterback hits. I mean, he gets a lot of hurries. He just doesn't get the sacks. So there's Michael Williams' stats right here, since you asked. So that's his stats. And then you're talking about Jalen Walker. So let's pull up Jalen Walker, his counterpart. And guys, if anything, if there's anybody you want me to do particularly, yeah, let me know. Let me know. I will we'll make a live stream dedicated to that player. And we'll find film and all that. Let's see here. I'm trying to find player grades real quick. NFL draft. There it is. Big board. God dang it. Trying to pull up Jalen Walker's. I would prefer Jalen. Okay. Jalen Walker, 14 games, 622 defensive snaps. I don't know how many sacks he had. All right, so this is Jalen Walker's stats. 36 tackles, 15 assisted, 7 missed tackles. So missed tackle rate about 12%. Average depth of run. The only thing I have an issue with is I think Jalen Walker's great as an outside linebacker or outside edge rusher. I think he's fine from a pass rushing standpoint. But his run defense is absolutely that's a project. I'll say that Jalen Walker's a project at least when it comes to the run defense. when we're talking about Michael Williams, you get a guy who's got a decent pass rush and a better run defense. Um, but yeah. So let's get back to more of this. Let's break some more of this down here. I'm actually gonna start this over. We'll slow this tape down again, just so you guys can see a little bit better. Sometimes I know. I do. Here's the thing. I think with Williams, though, guys, what I'm getting at here is I think he is a. I think the thing is he's physically gifted, right? Like again, the high motor edge, and I think one thing is he if you put him in this 3-4 deep complex scheme that you know Evero runs, man, like I think he would thrive, and I think he could thrive, right? I mean, I do think he needs to refine again some pass rush arsenal for sure. I think his ability to disrupt the run and you watch him overpower blockers. That's what makes him a first round lock, right? And we need help. I think that Walker could be a prime candidate for us to land. Not necessarily saying we need to get him at 8. If they trade back and go get him, fine. Okay. Um, in addition, we've also been linked to their guy, Jalen Walker, right? But Walker did not participate in the pro day drills due to his quad strain still. So, and then you got both Williams and Walker, who are both, I think, pretty sure they're both supposed to hold private workouts in Athens. I think next month before the draft. So that'll give us another opportunity to obviously evaluate him a little bit more. Um, but we'll see. But we will see. Let me share this. Let me come back here. Let's watch some of the tape again. And see how he just keeps the eyes on the quarterback and then makes that play. He shifts out and then just watch Spencer Rattler hold on to the ball and then just makes that play. Sees the gap, closes that gap, makes the sack. Overpowers the tackle, gets the sack. I think it's the same thing here. I'm pretty sure he overpowers this tackle. Great hands, getting pressure. See what he does here. Was this the same play? No, he disrupts the play there though. Gets the ball out of the quarterback's arm now. Whether that's a fumble or not, I'm not sure. Against Missouri here. I mean, gets past the tackle and just again, great run defender. Carolina was get worse against the run, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, hands it off to the running back, and then he just diagnoses the play and makes the tackle. That's the reason why I like Michael Williams. Great tackler, doesn't miss a lot of tackles, and he's a great run defender. That's why he's appealing to me. Some of you guys, I get it from a pass rush standpoint. He might not be the best, but the potential because of his metrics is there. But again, if he can defend the run, that tells me all I need to know, especially with the fact that we were worst last year historically against the run. Shamar Stewart, man, y'all are sleep. I might eat my crow on that, but when you got measurables like Myles Garrett, I do think that's got to say something. But we'll see. Again, we'll see what happens with Shamar Stewart. Let's see. It's the same film. Here's some more. I don't know if we've seen this. I don't know. Have we seen this film here? I mean, his disruption there causes that interception. Eric Rich, I'm just saying his measurables match up to Myles Garrett. Measurables, not his stats. Measurables. There's a difference. God damn, y'all fucking jump to conclusions. And you can go look that up because that's actually a true fucking fact. Reminds me of DJ Johnson. He had 6 sacks last year at Oregon. Y'all act like I also am telling you guys that I want to take Michael Williams or Shamar Stewart 8. Jesus, man. It's all, again, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter who we get. It's that can they develop the talent and continue to develop the talent? Because Carolina hasn't been a team that to be able to keep talent and develop it correctly. We've been known for that. Now we're starting, but we are starting to see it now that we are. Yeah, I think we've seen all this film. I'm still thinking 15 to 20. Everybody else thinks I'm thinking like number 8. I said that before this. Zach, I haven't done film on Mike Green, but we can. Maybe I'll do a maybe I'll do a poll. Maybe we'll do a poll in the community chat. All I'm saying is this with Michael Williams, okay, is that he is the classic case of a high ceiling edge rusher. Okay, that's what he is. Definitely does need to refine before he can be a true impact player in the NFL, for sure. All I'm saying with him is that you get him, if you can get him if we decide to trade back and we're there at 15 to 20 range, and you still want to get an edge rusher and he's still on the board and there's nobody, and of course, Mike Green, JBJ's gone, then maybe take a chance at him, or take a chance at Donovan Ezeuruku if he's still there, right? But I'm going to say this. I think he's got the combination of size. I think he's got the length. I think and the power that makes him a formidable run defender. Again, I think he's got the physical tools to develop into a disruptive pass rusher. I mean, we're seeing enough film here that he can prove that. I mean, he's got the ability to set the edge. He can disengage blockers. I think he's an NFL ready talent. Maybe some of you guys don't because you're looking at stats, but we're watching film here. Like, I'm just saying, like, I do think that he's already NFL ready. Like, he must, again, yes, he needs to improve his gap discipline, his reaction to speed to maximize his effectiveness against the run. But again, I think as a pass rusher, when you watch his film, he presents both promise and concern, which every player does. There is promise and there's concern. There is pros and there is cons to each and every player in this draft. Not every player is perfect. But I think of Michael Williams, who's got natural strength. I do think that. That's what allows him to push in the pocket, which is what we've seen. Again, I do think he lacks a reliable pass rush plan because he often engages into too directly with the offensive tackles. And his hand usage sometimes is inconsistent. I think that prevents him from fully unlocking his athletic gifts. These are coachable deficiencies, okay? And they will likely require time and reps to correct. I think any player has all that too. Abdul Carter is not a perfect prospect. He also has some negativities. Maybe less than others, but he's not perfect. Like y'all are acting like these guys got to be fucking Miles Garrett or Micah Parsons like right out the fucking gate, and they're not going to. If Abdul Carter is great, okay, he proves me wrong. But when you look, but another thing is with Michael Williams that people don't realize is his injuries have hampered his development. And when he's healthy, he has shown enough flashes to obviously he can show that he can grow and be a dominant force at the next level. I think so. His best fit will be in an even front system as a hand in the dirt defensive end. That's the only thing that does bother me with him because really he's not going to be like that here. So do I think he could be good in our 3-4 complex defense that ever runs? Yes. But where he can maximize this guy's potential the best is when his hands are in the dirt because his length and power without being asked to play in space frequently. That's how he's going to be good, where he can just take his length and power and without being asked to play in that space, that's where he maximizes himself. So I think if a team out there, he has the traits to develop into a reliable edge rusher, I think he's got Pro Bowl potential, in my opinion. He may not have an immediate impact immediately. I think he'll definitely need to refine some pass rush arsenal as well. But I think if he can improve some of his reaction time to truly maximize his athletic upside, I mean, I think he's got it. But I'm not necessarily saying that Carolina needs to take him at 8, but we got to look at all options here. So, but that is my breakdown on Michael Williams. That is my breakdown with Michael. Poppin, is he a day one starter? Would he start over DJ Wanham or Jadeveon Clowney? Possibly. He might start over Clowney because since Clowney's older and Clowney can sit back and be a mentor to him, but maybe not. Maybe they send him for a year and let him learn behind Clowney. I think he could be a day one starter, but he's gonna have a lot of refinement to him. Again, I think the potential is there, like I said, but probably not in our defense. I'll probably say no. He's not a day one starter in our defense. In other places, maybe. We'll definitely break him down, Poppin. I'm getting to some of you guys' comments. Hold on. We'll definitely break him down sometime. Ever will mess this man up. Shake my head. uh, I didn't say he was a developmental player, Andre. I said that he has some refining to do. He's not a full developmental player. Jesus. I said he had 2 things that he needed to refine. He will come in for Clowney. Okay. I could see that too. I mean, again, I could see it both ways, Eric. Day one rotation. Yeah, I mean that's what again. We've seen guys come in the league and be day one starters and still develop. They didn't necessarily mean that they like were they going to like coming into the draft. Zach's absolutely correct. We've seen guys start and still need development. We see it all the time, and even first round talents. Again, Randall, again when I started this episode tonight, everyone. Again, when I started this episode tonight, I did not necessarily say we got to get Michael Williams at number 8. We're just breaking down prospects that Carolina possibly can target. Let's get that out the way here for one more time. Each and every week, I'm going to, from here on out to the draft, I'm going to break down a player each and every day, plus a mock draft once a week. All right. So we'll do one tomorrow, and we'll do a mock draft as well on top of that. I'm going to post up in the community chat, and I'll put 4 guys in there I want to do next. Okay. If Jalen Walker is Frankie Lou 2.0, I have faith that I have more faith in that than Michael Williams. I have more faith in Jahad Campbell than I do Jalen Walker. I'll be honest. I would probably go like I have more faith in Jahad Campbell than I do Jalen Walker. I think Jahad Campbell is more Frankie Lou-esque than Jalen Walker is. Because Jalen Walker is not good against the run. He misses too many tackles when he fills those gaps. Jahad Campbell is a high-motored linebacker that does not miss tackles. So, all right. Mason, should we do Mason Grant or Dual Carter? I mean, really, I don't know. Because, like, is either one of those guys really going to be there at 8? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just this is the thing about drafts, man. Said his name earlier. Oh, Eric, you like Jahad? Yeah, I'm a big Jahad fan. I'm a big Jahad Campbell fan. Let's break down Jahad. It sounds like a lot of people y'all want to do Jahad next week, tomorrow. Y'all want to do Jahad tomorrow? We do Jahad Campbell tomorrow, and then we do a mock draft behind it. What y'all thinking? Yeah, Eric. All right, let's do Jahad tomorrow. We're all in agreement in the chat. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'll do some research tonight, find some clips. If anybody knows how to get more game film on some of these guys, let me know. If I got to pay a subscription or whatever, just let me know. Well, the rumors we may trade up for Abdul Carter if he falls. Mason Graham may fall at us according to Data Jamar. I hope we don't trade up, man. I really don't want to trade up. I really don't. I feel like we need all the draft. I feel like we need to fill this team up with young talent that can either, be, some guys day one starters, but also guys that sooner or later could be starters, and then just depth pieces, right? Who knows? All I'm saying is I hope we don't trade up. I want to fill this team up with young talent, man, for the future, right? I don't know. I mean, as much as I would love to have a dual Carter. If Mason Graham falls to 8, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. So. Yeah, Zach. I mean, Zach, what's up, broski? Coming in here with some bars. Zach Taylor. Yeah. I think that they'll still draft a wide receiver, even though they draft Tyler Warren. If they draft Tyler Warren, they'll probably draft a guy later on. My boy Lomax has got me on Kyle Williams. We broke down his film the other day. Kyle Williams. If anybody doesn't know about Kyle Williams from Washington State, go check his ass out. Dude's an absolute stud. Dude's an absolute. He's pretty filthy from what I've seen. Hey, now again, so most of my guys that I'm talking about here, like I think even Jalen Walker or Jahad Campbell or Michael Williams, neither one of them should be picked at 8. Again, if they're 12 through 20 and we're there and we trade back, yes. Again, not all these guys when we talk about is like who I'm necessarily saying we need to pick at 8. I'm talking about prospects that Carolina could target. All right. That's what we're breaking down here. Not necessarily saying we're taking them at 8, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, not necessarily saying we're taking them at 8. Again, we're just saying that these are guys that Carolina could there's been talks about, right? Or that there's talks about or that we're trading back to. All right. So I do want to make that clear to you guys because I think some of that got misconception. Now, Mason Graham, sure. We'll talk about him at 8. Or Abdul Carter at 8, sure. Tyler Warren at 8, sure. But that's who I'm talking about. That's why we're breaking these guys down. And plus, we ain't got much to talk about really now except looking at the draft anyway. So we might as well break down some prospects, right? So we'll break down some more prospects. Sounds like also, by the way, there is a rumor out there that Nick Amanawari out of South Carolina, who I might break down his film as well, is a huge is a huge Panthers fan and wants to, hopefully that we draft him in the second round. Now, again, I think Nick Amanawari now has done him so much justice that we probably won't get him. He's probably going to get drafted in the first round. But he would love to be a Carolina Panther, apparently. So and that was some reports from the that was some reports from the South Carolina Pro Day. So Steelers are having dinner with Milroe. Interesting. Very interesting. Trap, did you see that report what was it? Oh, just the reason why Justin Fields picked the Jets over the Steelers because he said something didn't feel right with the Steelers front office and locker room. There must be something going on at that Steelers organization for Justin Fields to pick the Jets over the Steelers because we all know how misconstrued and how much of a shithole the New York Jets are. So for him to go pick which the Steelers gave him the same exact contract too, apparently in reports, and he goes out there says, "Nah, something don't feel right. I'm going to the Jets." That's bad. That's bad. Too bad he won't make it to our second round pick. I know he won't. What's up, Low Max? Honestly, now he could play either one, but I think he's a better, if I'm not mistaken, I would probably say he's probably because he's probably better as a that's a good question. I'd probably say he's a better strong safety. I'd probably say he's a better strong safety now. Because again, I do remember that broski. Nick going first round. Yeah, for sure. What's up, Lomax? I wouldn't want to pass I wouldn't want to pass to crash out wide receivers either. Plus, they benched Fields when he was doing fine. This might be the most watched draft just because last year last year last year one was crazy in the first round. Yeah. I mean, Poppin, this has the chance to be one of the best defensive draft class since like 2019 or whatever it was. What was it 2019? I think which one was the Max Crosby draft class? Was it 2019? Yeah, 2019. They say this might be the one that might be deeper. I mean, it might be deeper than that draft class, right? If we go look at that 2019 draft class, let's go look at that 2019 draft class because that 2019 draft class was fucking stacked. For defensive talent standpoint, that draft class was stacked. All right, let's go. Let's look at it real quick because that's where a lot of reports are saying that this could be bigger than that. All right, so here's the 2019 draft class. Okay, Nick Bosa, Quentin Williams, Kellen Farrell, or Devin White. Okay, Josh Allen, that's TJ Hawkinson, Ed Oliver, Evan Bush, Rashawn Gary, Christian Wilkins, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Jeffrey Simons, Darnell Savage, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Abram. Let's see. All right, let's find Sean Blunt. Let's see here. Greedy Williams. He was supposed to be a dog. He was supposed to be a dog. Marquise Blair. I'm trying to find some guys here. Lonnie Johnson Jr. Nah. Tristan Hill, yeah. Taylor Rapp, solid. Jawan Thornhill. Let's see. Okay. Zach Allen. Let's see who else was in this. Draymond Jones, Jermaine Pratt. Will Harris. Trying to find some studs here. Cody Barton, Bobby Akareki. Who else was in this fucking class? Quincy Williams. Let's not look at the Carolina Panthers draft this year. CGJ was in it. Max Crosby. Damn, I can't believe Max Crosby was a 4th round pick. Christian Miller. I remember us drafting his bum ass. Trying to see if there's maybe some later guys here. Amon Marshall, Isaiah Johnson, Drew Tranquil. There he is. I mean, this was a big class. Greg Gaines. Sharif Miller. He was okay. Let's see who else. There's probably some more guys in here. Deontay Thompson. Trying to find some guys that are still like playing. Dre Greenlaw. There he is. Andrew Van Ginkel. Justin Hollins is okay. Blake Cashman. Michael Jack. Oh, Mike Jack. Mike Jack was in this draft class. Cameron Smith. EJ Speed. DeAndre Walker. Cole Holcomb. I mean, this was Sutton Smith. Who else? Saquon Hampton. Jaquan Johnson. Just looking at some of these. David Long Jr. Marcus Epps. Isaiah Bugs. Great name. Emeka Boulet. Duke Shelley. Who else we got in here? DeMarcus Christmas. Deshaun Davis. Let's see. Anybody in the 7th round that might have been like a late bloomer out of nowhere? Daryl Johnson Jr. Solid. Still, I mean, this was a big class. At least through the 1st through the 4th round. I mean, it was some fucking talent. Nick Scott right there. Yeah. I mean, that's a deep class. That is a deep, deep, deep class. All right, ladies and gentlemen. TW is the ultimate weapon. Yeah, Miller was such a bust. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll do Jihad Campbell tomorrow. Based off of what you guys want in the chat, we'll do Jihad Campbell tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll do Jihad Campbell, and then we'll do a mock draft right afterwards, okay? So we'll talk more about some prospects as we go getting into the draft. We're going to do this. This is a series. We're going to do draft prospects each and every day. All right. We're going to do each and every day going forward. All right. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you like, subscribe, become a member. It's less than a cup of coffee from Starbucks. Shout out to BetUS. Sign up for free today. Get 125% bonus up on your first bet up to $2,000. March Madness is here, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely going to be watching some of that. I've already got my bracket in. Maybe I'll share that with you guys. We'll see how it goes. All right. This year, make sure you follow me on all my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I would greatly appreciate that. That goes a long way. Also, TikTok. Let's get it 10,000 subscribers over there. Let's get 10,000 subscribers here. Other than that, guys, I will see you tomorrow. We'll break down Jihad Campbell. I'm out of here. As always, guys, keep pounding. I'm out. Peace.